Everybody's talking about innovation these days. The question is, how do you really do it? The usual process is to think about what people around you need and don't have. You get out of the building, go talk to people, see what they're struggling with, and then invent something to help them using all the design tools that you learned as students or on the job. While getting out of the building is certainly worthwhile, and I do not mean to diminish it, it's not enough. And so we take a different approach here at PWS. Based on the work I've done over many years teaching worldwide, we don't just want you getting out of the building, we want you getting out of your own heads. The problem with the usual approach is, very simply, that it remains focused on the present. Whatever people are struggling with today, this may be very important, but it's not the end of the innovation story. We want you not just thinking about the present, but imagining alternative futures. Let me explain. Innovation requires three things: a problem worth working on, a solution that actually solves the problem, and a business case that allows the solution to enter the market and to scale. Generally, way too much time is spent worrying about the business case, and nowhere near enough time is spent on finding the right problems to solve. Right before your eyes are likely lots of problems, some of them incredibly important. But what about all those problems that we will only discover in the future? Let me give you an example. The first recognizably modern automobile only comes about at the beginning of the 20th century. It was an incredible technology, solved some real problems, and had a small market of very rich people. But nobody imagined then what the world would look like and what problems would be found when everybody on Earth owned an automobile. And now, of course, you have the opposite problem. When you ask young people today if they want to own a car, most say no. All they want is to get from point A to point B when they want, as easily and as efficiently as possible. We need to learn how to imagine different futures and then explore those futures for the problems that will be found there. The key to the approach that we have developed is the recognition that not all problems are the same. Think about it like this. Is the question, how can we make a brain-controlled prosthetic hand with a sense of touch for less than $1,000 the same as the question, what is the future of prosthetics? Clearly not. The issue here is that too often students take the traditional engineering tools that they have learned and then apply those tools to the wrong types of problems. Just think of the two kinds of questions I just asked. You were trained to answer the first, design a prosthetic hand with these particular features that will cost less than $1,000. But the kinds of tools you apply to answer this question will not work when the question is, what is the future of prosthetics, or what is the next big thing for prosthetics and AI? The result of all this is too much presentism, too much present thinking, too much focus on incremental improvements to whatever already exists, and not enough deep critical thinking about alternative futures and their possibilities. All of which has led us to develop the PWS model and an approach to teaching that utilizes three different kinds of problems, what we have called undefined, ill-defined, and well-defined. Only well-defined problems can be solved in the traditional sense of the term. Well-defined problems contain the solution criteria within the problem statement. Well-defined problems are those where the solution is falsifiable. Either the solution works or it doesn't. By contrast, undefined problems ask, what might alternative futures look like? While ill-defined problems ask, what is the next big thing in this particular technological or market space? Week by week, we build a toolkit as we explore undefined and ill-defined problems, all through a carefully structured process in order to build a bank of opportunities, hundreds deep by the end of the program. And then participants form teams around the best opportunities in order to actually build out the solution and develop the business case. And then, most importantly, head to an incubator to actually create the startup around your idea. In short, what we do is turn innovation into a structured process. We use the tools and techniques that we have developed over many years to help you explore undefined and ill-defined problems, to imagine alternative futures, and then to use them to find problems worth solving. Please join us.